Hey, it's Coach E from Precision Movement, and welcome to day 4 of the Hip Transformation Bootcamp, where we're waking up neglected muscles and strengthening them to keep your hips balanced and stable from the inside out. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel here to ensure that you get day 5, which is coming tomorrow, and so you get all the videos that we regularly publish to help keep you moving freely and without pain. So far in this bootcamp, we've targeted the pectineus, the piriformis, and the psoas. Today, we are going to target the muscles on the outer hip here, known as the gluteus medius and minimus. And you can't really separate these two muscles. The gluteus medius is basically right on top of the glute minimus. So you can think of them almost as one muscle group. The functions of these muscles are to abduct the hip, that's bring the leg away from your body, and they also contribute to internal and external rotation. The anterior fibers, the fibers in the front, do internal rotation. The fibers in the back, the posterior fibers, do external rotation of the hip. But the most important function of these muscles is not the movements that they create, it's the stability that they create when you're standing on one leg. If these muscles are weak, what's going to happen when you stand on one leg is your hip's going to shoot out to the side and your pelvis is going to tip laterally like that. This is also known as a Trendelenburg sign. We want to have that ability to stand on one leg, keep our hips balanced, pelvis level, and that's a sign of good function and strength in these glute medius and minimus muscles. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with an exercise that I call the medial hip hinge. If you've been following me here on YouTube for a while, you might have come across the lateral hip hinge, which I've shown in a couple different videos. This is kind of like the opposite with a little twist added in. So for this exercise, you start off standing on one foot. I'm going to stand on my left foot here, and I'm going to create the active arch, the short and skinny foot exercise. Every time we're doing exercises standing here, especially when it comes to a rehab style exercise that we're trying to get out of pain, we start with the short and skinny foot or the active arch. To do this, quick recap, you make the foot short, so you pull the forefoot, the front of the foot towards the heel, and you make it skinny. So skinny across the forefoot, across the metatarsals. That creates that active arch that we should have instead of arch supports, instead of orthotics. So I start with the active arch. Then I stand on this one leg, and with my opposite leg, I'm going to reach in front, and I'll almost think about touching my support leg with my hand here. Reach as far as I can. Here, my knee stays relatively straight. And then I come up, think of contracting these lateral hip muscles to bring me up. So I'm squeezing those muscles here. And then I'm going to go behind my support leg and reach back into the side. Again, I'm trying to touch my support leg, and I can side bend here, and my knee can bend a little more on this version when I'm reaching behind my support leg. And when I come up, the same thing happens. I'm thinking of squeezing and coming up with these lateral hip muscles. And that's one rep. One in front, one behind is one rep. So let me do one more for you. So I'm going to reach in front, try to go a little more real time. Kind of touch, side bend, and then come back. Use these muscles to pull me up. You'll feel your foot start to fatigue too, I bet. And then reach behind, side bend, touch the support leg, bend the knee a little more, get a good reach, get a good stretch through here, and then come up with these lateral hip muscles. And that's 2 reps. You're going to do 2 sets of 4 reps on each side. So do 4 reps here, 4 reps there, and then right away, 4 reps here, 4 reps there. And tomorrow, show up to the day 5 video and let me know how it goes. Or you can just come back to this video and let me know how you feel tomorrow. Because my guess is if you do the 2 sets of 4 reps, you're going to feel a nice muscle soreness in these outer hip muscles. That's a sign that you work them well. If you want to do the previous exercises, just go in reverse order. So do today's exercise, the medial hip hinge, and then go to day 3 to work the psoas, and then day 2, the piriformis, and then day 1, the pectineus. Go in that order, and you'll have a great little routine to work your hips from the inside out. I'd love to know what you thought of today's exercise, so leave it in the comments below. And if you want to see the other videos, here's a link to a playlist with the previous day's exercises. And if you've got any hip pain and you want to get to the root causes for long-term relief, make sure you grab the Hip Pain Solution program here, because in that program, I'll guide you step by step to moving freely and without pain. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 5.